Hey viewers, welcome back to WeCodeNoCode. If you've ever wanted to build a real web app with Google AI Studio that actually stores data, manages users, and feels like a real SaaS product, but you always got stuck dealing with back-end complexity, this video is for you. In today's video, we're building a complete, fully functional help desk application called Ticketflow. We will use Google AI Studio as our front-end builder, connect everything to a real Supabase Backend in database, and bring the whole app to life with tickets, conversations, analytics, and AI-powered replies, all without writing a single line of code. But before we start, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more tutorials on AI, no-code, and app building. All right, let's dive in. All the tool links you can find in the description of this video. So I gave Google AI Studio a simple prompt to build a beautiful, modern, responsive SaaS-style help desk app called Ticketflow. The prompt tells it to create an inbox where businesses can track customer issues, reply faster using AI-powered canned responses, and manage tickets with statuses like open, in progress, and resolved. It also includes a polished light dark mode UI, full ticket functionality where replies get added to the conversation history and the status updates automatically, plus the option to manually change the ticket status. I even asked it to generate a clean analytics dashboard with total, open, in progress, and resolved counts, along with a recharts chart for ticket trends, and a filter dropdown in the ticket list for status and date range. And with just that one prompt, Google AI Studio built the entire app for us. Now you'll notice that Google AI Studio has already generated dummy data for multiple tickets with different statuses. We'll quickly walk through the basic functionality to see how everything works. For this demo, we're not fixing any errors or incomplete features. The goal is simply to review the core behavior of the app. Next, we're going to test the AI-generated canned reply to make sure it's working correctly. It generates the response, and once we click the Send Reply button, the message is added to the conversation history instantly. Now, before we connect any backend, we're going to thoroughly test how the app behaves by manually updating a variety of tickets. We'll open multiple tickets one by one, change their statuses, add replies, switch between open, in progress, and resolved, and interact with different parts of the UI just to understand how Google AI Studio has wired everything together. This gives us a clearer picture of the basic workflows, how the interface responds, and how consistent the overall experience feels when we try to use it like a real help desk tool. As we make these changes, you'll see that the app visually updates everything. The ticket status changes instantly, replies appear inside the conversation panel, and the UI behaves exactly the way a normal SaaS app should. But here's the important part. None of these updates are actually permanent. The moment we refresh the app, all the conversation history we just added disappears, the tickets revert back to the original dummy data, and all the status changes reset. Everything goes back to how it was when the AI first generated the project. And that's because right now, everything is stored only temporarily in the browser. There's no real database, no backend connection, and no persistence layer saving our changes. This is completely expected at this stage. Google AI Studio has given us the full front-end experience, but it hasn't connected it to any backend yet. And that's exactly what we'll fix next by integrating a real Supabase database so that every ticket, every reply, and every status update gets stored permanently, just like a real production SaaS app. Now we'll head over to Supabase and sign in. I'm using my GitHub account to log in. Just follow the step-by-step prompts, authorize Supabase to access your GitHub account, complete the basic setup, create an organization, and then create a new project. Supabase even offers a few free project limits, so you can get started without spending anything. I've created Ticketflow project under my organization to keep everything clean and consistent. One important tip: use the same email account everywhere, so everything syncs up smoothly and you avoid connection issues later. Inside Supabase, you'll see the Ticket Flow project on the dashboard. Under Project Overview, check the Database section. You'll notice the tables and schema are completely empty, which is as expected. Now, we'll head back to Google AI Studio and let it know that we want to integrate our app with Supabase so it can start connecting everything to a real backend. To do that, we need to bring a few important details from Supabase into Google AI Studio. So let's jump back to Supabase for a moment. Inside our Ticket Flow project, we'll open the Project Settings section. Here, Supabase provides all the credentials we need: the project ID, the API key, and the project URL. These are essential because they allow Google AI Studio to securely communicate with our Supabase backend. We'll copy each of these values one by one and paste them into Google AI Studio. Once that's done, Google AI Studio can start generating the integration code and connect the entire Ticket Flow app to our Supabase database. Once we paste all the required Supabase credentials into Google AI Studio, it immediately understands that our app now needs a real backend to store tickets, conversations, statuses, and analytics data. Google AI Studio will then begin generating the database integration layer automatically. It will create the initial setup code, connect to the Supabase client, and prepare the functions needed for reading, writing, and updating data inside our Ticket Flow tables. This is where things really start coming together. Instead of storing everything temporarily in the browser like before, every ticket, reply, and status update will soon be saved permanently in Supabase. Now it has generated the SQL code. All we need to do is copy that code, go to the Supabase SQL editor, paste it in, and execute it. Once that's done, our Supabase database will be, hopefully, configured and ready to function as the backend for our app. Now, if you go back to Supabase and check the database, you'll see that the schema and the database tables have now been successfully created in our Supabase project. Now we can go back to Google AI Studio and say that we have executed the SQL code in Supabase and the database tables and schema have been created. After this, Google AI Studio starts updating our project files to make sure everything is synced and working smoothly. Now, if you've noticed, it looks like all the dummy data has been removed because nothing is showing up anymore. This is normal when the project files and database structure get updated. So the next step is to inform Google AI Studio that the sample data is missing and request it to generate a fresh set of dummy entries for testing. Once we do that, Google AI Studio will automatically generate a new SQL script containing the test records. All we have to do is copy that SQL code, head over to the Supabase SQL editor again, paste it in, and execute it. After running the script, our database will be populated with dummy tickets and conversations, allowing us to properly test the full ticket flow workflow end to end. Now, if you go back to Google AI Studio, you'll notice that the dummy data has started showing up again. This confirms that the test records were successfully inserted into Supabase and that the integration is working smoothly. Your app is now pulling live data directly from the database, which means Ticket Flow is officially connected end to end, from front end to back end. Now, we'll quickly test all the core functionalities of Ticket Flow: updating tickets, checking conversation history, changing statuses, and sending replies. As we perform each action, we'll keep refreshing the app to make sure everything is being stored correctly. You'll notice that the conversation history still appears even after multiple refreshes, confirming that our data is now being saved permanently in Supabase instead of disappearing like before. We'll go ahead and update the remaining tickets as well, change their statuses, and continue refreshing the app. You'll see that nothing disappears. All of the updates stay exactly as they are. After resolving all the tickets and refreshing again, the data still remains intact, confirming that our Supabase backend is working perfectly. Finally, we'll head over to the Analytics dashboard. You'll see that the stats update properly and everything functions smoothly in both dark and light mode. This shows that our entire ticket flow system, front-end, back-end, and analytics, is now completely synced and fully operational. Now that we've tested everything and confirmed that ticket flow is working smoothly end-to-end, the next step is to deploy our project to GitHub. We'll quickly push all the updated project files to a GitHub repository so we can keep everything version controlled, organized, and ready for future updates or deployment. We'll click on Save to GitHub, enter the repository name and description, choose whether we want the repo to be public or private, and then create the GitHub repository. Google AI Studio will automatically package all the project files and push them into the repo for us so we don't have to deal with manual uploads or Git commands. Once the repository is created, you can open it directly on GitHub to review the full project structure, make future edits, or collaborate with others if needed. I've already made a detailed video on how to deploy your app to GitHub and Netlify, so if you want a complete step-by-step walkthrough, from generating the repo to publishing the live site, you can check that out as well. It'll guide you through the entire deployment flow smoothly. Now you can see our project is successfully deployed to GitHub under the ticket flow repository. Just remember, when you deploy your app to any production hosting, always configure your API keys and environment variables properly. This ensures your backend, authentication, and integrations work smoothly without breaking. And that's it for this video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to WeCodeNoCode and hit the bell icon so you never miss upcoming tutorials. I've got a lot more exciting AI and no-code projects, tools, and demos coming your way. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep building, keep experimenting, and I'll see you in the next one.